Well, we are. We right. We on. We're on. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get myself up all together. I wasn't expecting that. Anyways, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM from the most trusted puppet in media. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. Shout out to DFS. DFS being first over here in Instagram, and MC DJ being second here, being first over here in YouTube land. Shout out to Cato's Collection as well, and Mark Cosplay. Good morning, gentlemen. It's good to see all of you here, and of course, everybody else out there in radio broadcast land. Once again, we are broadcasting live. WDCE 90.1 FM out of the University of Richmond, and also broadcasting live. Let's see here. Oh yeah, broadcasting live here on Instagram. We're here on Instagram. We're here on YouTube as well. And where else are we? Are we anywhere else? Well, I am. Well, I'm on Facebook. I don't really use a lot of Facebook, but I am on there. In fact, usually what happens is I post something on Facebook, and then when I post something on Facebook, and then what are you guys doing over there with the camera? Okay, are you guys? You guys always wonder exactly who am I talking to. I'm talking to the people behind the glass over there, but they do have access to the camera over here. They have access to the cameras and stuff over there. But here we are once again, like I said, broadcasting out of the University of Richmond. And what else do we got going on? Yeah, well, it is the 17th day of October in the year 2022, and I wanted to go over a few different news items. Let's see here. Do we have this all set up? No, we don't have nothing set up. What did you guys do over here while I was gone for the break? We were just on a break a few moments ago, but now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. All right, let's see here. News. And there, here we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yes. Aliens haven't contacted Earth because there's no sign of intelligence here. New answer to the Fermi paradox suggests. So, did you see that? This is also on Reuters. This is coming out of Reuters. The Pentagon says there's no such thing as aliens. Now, if you've been listening to me for any length of time, you would know that I've been saying that for years now. Now, of course, everybody wants to sit there and think that there's little green men or little gray men or little something. In fact, they have emojis. Are you familiar with an emoji? There's emojis out there of aliens trying to make you think that there's these little bug-eyed gray guys or bug-eyed green men or whatever that are out there. And the reality is that there's not. And I've been saying that for such a long time. But of course, nobody ever wants to listen to me. They want to continue just to think that aliens are real. And I've been saying for forever that aliens are not real. The aliens bypass Earth. Yep, nothing to see here. Let's move on. Well, it says, did you hear what I was just saying? It said that, what was it? They haven't contacted Earth because there's no sign of intelligence here. I mean, let me just say that again. Aliens haven't contacted Earth because there's no sign of intelligence here. That means all of you humans out there. Like, now that doesn't mean me, because here I am, a real media puppet on the radio, broadcasting every Saturday morning. Of course, you can follow me at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on Twitter, Sam Newsman on Facebook, Sam Newsman here on YouTube, Sam Newsman on TikTok, and also on Twitch. But of course, now I'm the intelligent one because I'm a real media puppet. Then everyone else is pointed at and they say, well, this person's a puppet, this person's a political puppet, this person's a media puppet, but here I am, a real puppet on Saturday morning. If there's only any sign of intelligence, it's just me. And of course, that's why you're here. I was born to be here broadcasting on Saturday morning, and you were born to sit there and listen. Well, not just sit there and listen. Of course, we do have the phone lines, 804-289-UR90, 804-289-8790. But there is no sign of intelligence here. Now, if you want to call up and pretend that you are intelligent, that's fine with me. But the reality is that aliens are not coming here because there's no sign of intelligence here on this planet, on this globe. Is it a globe? No, I thought it was flat. This plane, this plane of existence. These ones and zeros. How about that? Well, anyways, but so do we have that? Do we have the Reuters report up? So the Pentagon's new push to investigate reports of U.S. UFOs has so far not yielded any evidence to suggest that aliens have visited Earth or crash landed here, senior military leaders said on Friday. Now, this is what I've been going on about for years now. Of course, being that I was there at Roswell, I've been saying this ad nauseum. What is this? This is the fifth year we've been on the radio. People always are asking, well, Sam, what happened at Roswell? What happened? And I sit there and try to tell everybody all the time that nothing happened, that it was German craft. It was a German craft. Yeah. And well, of course, so this goes back to, of course, the Nazi bell and all that other stuff. But of course, you want to sit there and think that it's little green men, and it's not little green men. However, the Pentagon's effort to investigate anomalous unidentified objects, whether they are in space, skies, or even underwater, led to hundreds of new reports that are now being investigated. So there's a bunch of reports being investigated, but so far they have seen nothing that indicates intelligent alien life. Oh, we'll get to the whole Toy Town thing here in a moment with Trump E. Bear, but it looks like that I do have a phone call coming in. So let me see. Let me take this phone call here. Once again, if you're listening, hold on. Now, if you are listening here, you make sure that you download the Simple Radio app, because if you download the Simple Radio app, you'll be able to hear the phone calls when I actually go to them. A lot of times people sit there are on or watching here on Instagram, or they're watching here on YouTube, and they can't hear the actual phone calls. But if you download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE, you'll be able to listen to the callers call in. And you'll also be able to hear the theme songs that I play, because I don't play those on Instagram or on YouTube. But to hear the clarity of these phone calls, you definitely want to download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to not only the cartoon themes, but the callers who call into the show. Now, speaking of callers, I do have a caller here on the phone right now. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for singing last night. I'm glad we had the double mute going on. That was good stuff.
Yeah, you know what? It's and I have to blame my producer over there. It must be his. No. Citizen Germ is back over there behind the glass pushing buttons, but he's on probation. Well, I'm not exactly sure what his deal is, but it's always his fault. It's never my fault. Of course, I'm a broadcast professional over here. I've been doing this since Roswell, and like I was just. Well, I appreciate you for listening. Now, before I let you go, one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, do you believe in aliens?
Define alien. I mean, are we talking like vibrating in and out of space, or?
No, we're just talking about women. We're just.
I wanted to say there is a deep cut Christmas special that is way deeper than deep cut Dave could ever be deep, and it is the Girlfriend Save Christmas with the moose. There's a moose in there. The Rudolph moose, he was in that Girlfriend Save Christmas special. Now, the reason why Girlfriends are so special is if you go way back to the days of Paradise Estate and Little Ponies,
right?
They would a lot of times the pony segments were like 15-minute short segments, but sometimes you get really lucky and get My Potato Head Kids or Girlfriends. Very rare to catch these shorts, but if you sat through some My Little Pony, you might get lucky and get some My Potato Head Kids, go to McDonald's, get your Happy Meal Potato Head Kids, or you might get a girlfriend that you could stick on your finger from McDonald's. But man, those are the days. That is.
Did you say you could get a girlfriend to stick on your finger? This is a family show, right? Wait a minute, what are you talking about here? No, you're the one that's sitting there calling me up, talking about putting girlfriends on your fingers, and I'm just sitting there telling you that they're a bunch of aliens. And now you're telling me that if I watch My Little Pony, I'm going to get lucky. What do you mean? So you say that if I watch My Little Pony, I'm going to get lucky, and the next thing you know, I'm going to have a girlfriend on my finger if I go. What are you talking about? This is a family show. This is a Girl, you said a girlfriend what? Girlfriend what Christmas? What is it? Girlfriend saves Christmas? Is that What? Girlfriend on my finger Christmas? No, no, listen.
Gina Davis is not in
Oh my goodness gracious. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so well, I want to thank you for letting all of us know that if I watch My Little Pony, I'm gonna get lucky. So yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah.
It was a lot like watching Super Mario Brothers and getting Zelda. You might get lucky, get Zelda. Most of the time, you just get more Mario Brothers.
Yeah, more. Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes you would get lucky and get Zelda. Yes, you would get Zelda, but you wouldn't have Zelda on your finger. No, 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 no. That wouldn't happen.
Right. Anyway, you have a good week, Sam. Thanks for your show. Thanks for doing the flex.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a good one too, and we'll talk to you later. Yeah, that was
12 days of flexness.
yes, yes, the 12 days of flex. Yep, take care. That is, of course, Crazy Toys. Crazy Toys calling in. Well, listen, I mean, now you know that if you watch My Little Pony, you might get lucky. You might end up with a girlfriend on your finger, whatever that means. No, well, no, like I said, it's a family show. I have no idea, but obviously there's somebody out there. And once again, back to the aliens and the girlfriends thing. Yeah, not unless you're Ganon. Neekstro, Nico Tronus. Nico Tronus says Zelda on your finger, not unless you're Ganon. That's right. Uh, sheesh. Oh my goodness gracious. Big fan of Zelda. I'm a big fan of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda series, which was a video game. It's a video game series made by Nintendo. Do you have a favorite Zelda video game? What do you mean, A Link to the Past? You like A Link to the Past? That's on what, Super Nintendo? Super Nintendo. Yeah, that's a good one. I always was a fan of Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was a good one. I never forget the moment when I was, well, because that was a really great one. Someone else said Link to the Past. What about you? Anybody else in the chat over there have a favorite Zelda game? But I was always a big fan. I was always a big fan of Ocarina of Time. Well, because there was a time travel element to it. You would go back and forth and back and forth. And I'll never forget the one time when there's a moment in the game where someone said Majora's Mask over there with the big moon, the big ugly moon that's coming down. Oh, that used to creep me out. And, that moon still creeps me out. But like I was saying, I'm a big fan of Ocarina of Time. The reason why I'm a big fan of Ocarina of Time is because there was that one moment where I would go to the windmill, and the guy at the windmill said that there was this guy that came back. There's this little kid who came and did this X Y Z and blah 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 blah. And of course, if you were paying attention, you would say, "Oh, wait a minute! I know what I need to do." You go back in time and you become the little kid and you do exactly what he told you to do, which is I can't exactly forget what it is. Yeah, Lone Dragon, indeed. The Water Temple. Yeah, the Water Temple in any Zelda games is the one where you end up taking your controller and throwing it away. The DSF Infinite says Zelda 2, which is a side scroller. Uh, Zelda 2 being a side scroller on the original NES. Uh, and so, yeah, the Bullwinkle, shout out to Bullwinkle over here saying, whatever the N64 Zelda was, that was Ocarina of Time. They did make Majora's Mask, like action figure statue, an anime figure statue collector said. But that was the one that was really creepy with the big moon that was really creeping me out. But yeah, the original has a special place in my heart. Ocarina was great, says Nico Tronus. But big fan of Zelda. Big fan of Zelda, and like he was saying, played the heck out of the first. There was no such thing as maps or the internet. After finally winning and finding a second playthrough. Yes, that was exactly right. Good point, Ash. Ash Bailey in the chat sitting there saying that once you got through Zelda on the original NES, you played it through again, and the map completely changed. Everything changed up. It was pretty great, pretty great. Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. Yes, yep, yep. How did we get to Zelda? We got to Zelda on our finger. No, we didn't get to Zelda on our finger. Wait. Oh, anyway, so here we are broadcasting live out of the WDCE studios, out of the University of Richmond. Once again, at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on Twitter. Waiting for a phone call, of course, I think from our news analyst and conspiracy correspondent. But before he calls in, I will tell you that Toy Town has risen. Toy Town has risen from the ashes. And the reason why is because of Trumpy Bear being behind me over here, saying that it's all because of him. The reason why the Toy Town has risen is because of Trumpy Bear's Toy Town NFTs. Yeah, did you see that? Like, yeah, Trumpy Bear comes back. We haven't seen Trumpy Bear in about 2 years since he lost to the Versace Commander for the presidential election in Toy Town 2 years ago. Versace Commander at this point in this holiday season is the Christmas Coco, decked out in his duds from Animal Mother Customs 80. But it's very interesting when you sit there and you think about things that Trump Bear has not been around for about 2 years. And all of a sudden he comes out with these Toy Town NFTs. And out of nowhere, this Toy Town, which was destroyed back around October-ish, late October, by Lord Blanket being real. Yeah, I used to just think that Lord Blanket was a myth. Everybody always says that this Lord Blanket guy is real, but he did come around, destroyed Toy Town. But Toy Town is back. Toy Town is back and has risen from the ashes. It has risen from the ashes, and so we do have Toy Town. So yeah, you just keep following my Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff, and you'll be seeing more images of Toy Town. Maybe do some live streaming from Toy Town. So just keep an eye out on that. Got another phone call, of course, coming in over here. Let me go here and get this phone call, see what's going on. Hello, caller. You are live here on the air. Yes, it is TNT Nate, our news analyst and conspiracy correspondent. How are you, TNT Nate? Have you had a wonderful week?
I have not, Sam. I'm fed up. I'm fed up this morning. I can't listen to you either. Say that it's Trumpy Bear, okay? We all know that the leader of Toy Town is the Toxic Avenger and the toys themselves, Sam.
What do you? So you think? Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the leaders of Toy Town are the actual toys themselves and not Trump Bear? Well, Trump Bear lost, so it would be actually President Coco. President Coco's in charge. He's been in charge, and Toy Town has done some amazing things over the last 2 years. Inflation of Toy Town is up. What else is going on? Gas was up, but now gas is going back down. The toy fuel, if you will. But it seems like that everything has been going according to plan, at least when I talked to President Coco over here.
Where's your document, Sam? Toy Town does have a secret constitution, Sam, and even though your leaders try to keep it under wraps, they can't do it, Sam. They can't do it. You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
Trump kept saying this week, reclaim was the important word, but then he followed that up with democracy. Well, Sam, I've been holding back. You got to release that Constitution, and we've got to do the same here. I've been holding back, Sam, but no longer. No longer will the tycoon or the career politician be able to say democracy and get away with it, Sam. It's no leader's fault. It's no leader that does this, Sam. It's we, the people. This is a democratic republic where the little guy, the farmer, the small business owner, the single mom, the factory worker, and even the media puppets are represented, Sam. And the representatives are held in check by the Constitution that limits their power. And will continue to do so because of the magic words, we are the people. So whether Team Red or it's Team Blue, that goes for you, brother. Stop pushing the democracy business unless you want to be taken over by the business of democracy, Sam. Just like Dr. Killamoff is the stooge and Lord Blanket is the brain. Whoever is calling the shots and pulling the strings in Toy Town will now have to go through the toys. That's right, the toys that have risen up, and these clowns will have to go through the people, Sam. We the people. You can take the Constitution of America and insert the words "These United States Inc." all you like they did in 1871. You can change the wording and secretly write in the power of the corporation to supersede the rights of the people all you want. But the majority of the people still stand for the original law of the land that governs this republic. And our God-given, unalienable rights, Sam, will be protected. Be it 1871 or 2022, no Internet Bill of Rights, no executive order, and no law shall ever be unless it is approved by you. Nothing is bigger, no one is stronger than we the people, Sam. So whether we have a Trumpy Bear or a Toxic Avenger, it doesn't matter, Sam.
Whether we have any type of hero that will rid us from the maniacal marching orders of Fauci, I mean, Dr. Killamoff, like Toy Town does, it doesn't matter, Sam. Brazil is standing up by the millions, and so must we. You can vote for the future Trump-Elon ticket, you heard it here first, or you can keep China Joe and the Ho. But in the end, they all gotta go, Sam, and you know who will remain? We, the people. That's who. The Twitter files will prove suppression of our rights. They will show collusion with the ABC agencies and the quote-unquote government, and they will ultimately show an agenda against we, the people. After this is all said and done, we will destroy Operation Mockingbird for good, and plants like Anderson Cooper will never again be seen as serious journalists, and the news as you know it will be seen as nothing more than entertainment, and then you'll come in and save the day as the original media puppet, Sam. And when it gets serious, when the Foot Clan wants to take on the turtle, Sam, what saves the turtles? Their training and their weapons and their bond. That's what will save us, Sam. Keep your speech free, your arms on the ready, your hands nice and steady, and remember, Sam, if you're ever in a fix, I got your six. So Lord Blanket, Lord Rothschild, and General Shoe, what you gonna do when we all turn around and stand up against you? And that's my message for today, Sam. I gotta run, and should I run for office, the slogan will be reclaim our republic and demand liberty. Oh, and one more thing, Sam. Go Cowboys.
Wait a minute. Wait. And that's it? That's it? And it just go and it just and then it just goes away. It just goes away just like that. I didn't even have a chance to follow up with that. So I guess he was. So if I have to, all right, if I have to peel this back a little bit and unpack what he was just saying there, he was saying that there is an actual constitution in Toy Town, and that the toys are not living currently under the correct constitution of Toy Town. What does that mean? Well, over the last 2 years, it seemed like that all of the toys have just been doing just fine. I mean, it all started with Commander Coco bringing in the mask back in 2020. Everyone's saying that it was all part of Lord Blanket's master plan, which it might have been. So, but I will tell you, what is this? Yeah. Too many toys are My Little Ponies and too comfortable with the promises of benefits. Yeah. Well, that's right. Well, I tell you what, it is about the toy democracy in Toy Town. And it seems that at this moment that the toys are having just a fine and dandy time. Now, of course, yes, there are people like the Toxic Avenger who wants to avenge the Republic of Toy Town, which is something that just seems like the past. It reminds me of the statues of toys of old that were torn down years ago. They were torn down years ago because we had to destroy the history of Toy Town and rewrite the history. Yeah, well, what was that? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's a dumpster fire? Well, it's always been a dumpster fire. It's just only gotten more clearly a dumpster fire since the dumpster fire actually showed up to be the mascot. But anyways, yes. Well, so of course it seems like the TNT Nate, speaking on behalf of the toys in Toy Town, saying that the toys will gather together and restore the Republic of Toy Town as opposed to the democracy of Toy Town. I don't know. It seems a little fishy to me. I want to know exactly. So is who's he working for? That's what I want to know. Yeah, the dumpster is actually on fire. Yes, the dumpster. Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's one of those things where I'm just at a loss of words. I'm at a loss of words because I've always thought that since Commander Coco, President Coco, if you will, since he came around 2 years ago, things in Toy Town have been fine, have been great. The toys, of course, they are rewriting their history, tearing down old toy statues, and moving forward, progress, if you will. But something about this whole republic thing, the Toy Town Republic. So that means there's two constitutions. There's a constitution. There's one constitution that talks about democracy, but there's an old constitution that talks about republic here in Toy Town. I don't know. It's all confusing to me, but I do know this: that Toy Town has risen. Toy Town has risen out of the ashes. Shout out to Mr. Gav. Shout out to Skydro Walker as well. Once again, you can save 15% when you use the code SKYDRO, SKYDRO at extremesets.com. Your photographs won't look as good as Skydro Walker on Instagram, but you can at least save 15% while trying. Bruce Banner, Jesus in the house over here on Instagram. No, sorry, not Instagram, YouTube. It's like I said, we are broadcasting live here on Instagram, and over here, we are broadcasting live on YouTube. So once again, if you are listening and you want to listen to the radio feed is where you can listen to the songs too. We'll be playing a few songs here in a little bit. We're just waiting around to see if someone else wants to call. We'll take one more phone call, 804-289-UR90. 804-289-8790. We're going to also have open up the phone lines at the top of next hour as well. But want to at least have someone else call in before we go to the break. Now, it's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy this morning. Like I was telling you earlier, there's no such thing as aliens, says the Pentagon, right? Just like 9/11 never happened, says the Pentagon. Well, they didn't say 9/11 never happened. They just said, well, however we say that it happened is how it happens. So, but yeah, so I'm at a loss right now. But Trumpy Bear, of course, being behind me, saying that it's all because of his NFTs, his Toy Town NFTs is the reason why that Toy Town has risen. So let me go ahead and let me go back to the phones over here. Let me see here. What we got over here? Caller, you are live here on WDC 90.1 FM. State your name. No. This is an FCC lines. Brucey, how are you doing this morning, sir? Things are going okay. Listen, my producer is actually able to get my microphone to work, unlike last night at the beginning of the show. But he's definitely on probation at the moment. So speaking of things, Flex 50 last night, what a success! And we have 2 more weeks to go with this whole Flex 52 thing going on, and which you and Casual have been a part of. And I'm sure that you are looking forward to just making sure that it all stops, right? Right. So, right. Well, of course, then you can just create your own. Well, I mean, you also do your own songs as well. So you have a whole set of songs that you can just work on yourself without having to worry about doing things at the last minute like you always do on a Friday. Now, one of the things. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I was actually done by like 7 o'clock.
Oh, is that a new record?
No.
No. Okay. So you guys.
Done the day before. The WrestleMania one was actually done the day before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's it's fun. It's funny. You said WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden MC DJ mentioned WrestleMania in the chat here. That's kind of weird. That's pretty wild here. Now, one of the things I did want to ask you, Brucey, is that on Saturday mornings, was there a particular cartoon that you enjoyed watching?
No, I actually never really watched cartoons on Saturday morning.
But you were a Power Rangers fan, correct?
I did like Power Rangers. I watched that. I had to sneak and watch it.
What do you mean you had to sneak and watch it? Was it too?
I grew up in a very religious household, so Power Rangers was too much violence. So I had to sneak and watch Power Rangers every day.
You had to sneak and watch Power Rangers. Now, I thought that Power Rangers were kind of were wholesome. So you're telling me that they weren't wholesome when it comes to
Not in the eyes of my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was too violent.
Well, they were always definitely battling. Now, were you a fan of the fighting, or were you a fan of the robot dinosaurs and the guys in this?
I was more a fan of the robot dinosaurs. I love that. I was obsessed with dinosaurs when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, what was your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, the T-Rex.
And is it because of the short little arms? It was the short little arms, right?
No, because he's ferocious. It's the size and everything.
What do you mean he's ferocious? Have you ever seen those little arms? I mean, T-Rex needs to go to the gym. I mean, look at it.
What about his teeth? Those
Oh, you know what? I think that's just CGI. I don't think that that's even real. I think it has everything to do with his little tiny little arms, and that's really the key about the T-Rex is that those arms are really, uh, everyone's always worried about the teeth and the size, but you know what? If I saw that the T-Rex showed up at my house with those little tiny puny arms, I would sit there and say, "All right, let's go to the cage match right now. Let's go to the
so
cage."
long.
Yeah, we're gonna go box. Yep, boxing with the T-Rex. He wouldn't even be able to reach me with his short little arms.
I think they probably look little in scale and the scale and everything. They're probably little, but they probably nice size on.
So you think that the T-Rex can flex?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, I think that's yeah. Oh, somebody said that he's a small arms dealer of pain. So a small arms dealer. That's great. So T-Rex was your favorite. Were you always a big fan of the meat eaters?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, for the most part.
So you didn't like a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops. You thought
Well,
they were puny?
dinosaurs were pretty cool. And Triceratops was pretty cool. I don't know. I liked all dinosaurs. Pterodactyl was probably my second favorite.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the flying ones. So, well, I will tell you that when it comes to dinosaurs, I often read these articles saying that they don't exist, but I do know an actual archaeologist who's been on dinosaur digs. So, when anyone says that dinosaurs aren't real, I actually know an archaeologist. I think you know him as well, DFS. You know DFS, Don Fega Surleon.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
Yes, he was an actual archaeologist and was on actual dig sites. So the more you know, the more you know. But yeah, so dinosaurs are real according to the archaeologist himself. No matter what the internet says, even though usually I do believe the internet, like it's flat and all that other stuff. But so Brucey, I do have something here that I did want to play for you. I have something queued up. So if you are you listening to the radio feed?
I was actually watching it on.
Well, if you
I
go
can switch over to the app.
switch over to the app, but go
I
ahead.
have the simple radio app. Huh?
Yeah, well, good. Just like you said, you have the Simple Radio app. Go ahead and turn on the Simple Radio app because I do have something here queued up for you, which I don't really play that often. But because you called in this morning, I wanted to play a little something special for you. So
Okay.
it is going to be coming on here in just a few moments. But I want to thank you, of course, for calling into the show, and I thank you for the all of the amazing songs that you and Casual have been able to produce over these last 50 weeks and the 2 weeks left to go.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And of course, we'll tonight and Toy Town. It's been resurrected, I heard.
Yeah, Toy Town has been resurrected. And of course, you will see some more of Toy Town tonight. And that is on the Casual Toy Chat. The Casual Toy Chat, 10 around, what was it, 10:30 on Fridays and Saturday nights. And of course, you guys are also normally streaming every night around 10 o'clock, anywhere between 10 and 10:30 during the weekdays as well. But you guys definitely have the Kaz bar is always open, as we say. The Kaz bar is always open for the Kaz bunch, the Kaz crew, whatever you want to call it. But we want to thank you guys for being a place where toy collectors can just come every single night and join in the conversation. You guys do something really amazing where you put the chat, the link to join into the show down in the chat. And sometimes you do have some interesting people end up showing up, like the other night, which we can't discuss. Can't discuss. This is a children's show. No, this is a family show. But sometimes we do have some questionable people that do show up, and it is for adults, by the way. So if the kiddies are listening, it is intended for viewers and listeners 21 years or older. But that is the Casual Toy Chat on YouTube. So Brucey, we will see you later tonight. And like I said, turn over to the Simple Radio app because I got a little something special that I'll play for you here in just a few moments. Okay?
All right. Thank
Absolutely. You have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
That is Brucey, aka Jesus, Bruce Banner, with the Casual Toy Chat, and like I said, we'll be there tonight. With some Toy Town exclusive footage, and once again, that is not for kids. This show can be for kids until somebody calls in and when I'm talking about aliens and they ask me about aliens and I ask them about aliens and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they start bringing up My Little Pony that you're going to get lucky if you listen to My Little Pony. You'll get lucky if you listen to My Little Pony and then you'll have a girlfriend on your finger. That's exactly what was said earlier. That is the truth. Listen, I'm not making this up, but that's what I was told. Now, I don't know if that's propaganda or not. Maybe it was. I don't know. There is propaganda out there, and that's the fact that the T-Rex has these little puny arms. They're not. What do you mean that's not? The dinosaurs as a whole are propaganda. I don't care about the archaeologists. No, dinosaurs are fake too. They are. Yeah, just like the world is fake. Oh, you think this is all real over here? No, I'm real. Of course, I'm real. But shout out to everybody, of course, in the chat. Over here, we're also on YouTube as well. But one of the things I did want to get to a song here that I told that I told Brucey I would play. And what was that, guys? What do you mean? Yeah, well, it's because of Trump eBears NFTs is the reason why that Toy Town is resurrected. At least that's what Trump eBear is saying. Well, I'm not sure if that's the case or not. But it is really odd the fact that these Trump eBear NFTs show up. And the next thing you know, Toy Town is risen. You know, they sold out too. You know that, right? Less than 24 hours, those Trump eBear NFTs sold out. And then all of a sudden, here we have Toy Town showing up last night, in full effect. Thought Toy Town was destroyed, right? What are you doing back there, Lord Blanket? You need to tighten up over there. All this power of the golden giraffe stuff. Anyways, once again, here we are broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. And you're listening to 90.1 FM at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman here on YouTube, at Sam Newsman on Twitter. I'm being one of the, being that I'm a real media puppet, my Twitter account hasn't been banned yet by Mr. Musk. Nope. No, and I haven't gotten the blue check mark yet either. I should get the blue check mark. Did you hear about the journalist? Yeah. Journalist organizations. You know what they have? I think they have a yellow check mark now. That's fitting, right? Yellow journalism. Doesn't make sense. I mean, that makes sense, right? You think that was intentional? I think that it probably was. So, I mean, well, I don't want a yellow check mark. I want a blue check mark. Yeah, a blue check mark. Can't have a yellow check mark. What is it? Oh, it's not yellow, it's gold. Oh, so what is this, like a sports discussion now? So you can't say, it's like when you bring up the Steelers, you say, if you call the Steelers black and yellow, a Steelers fan will correct you and they say, oh, well, it's not black and yellow, it's black and gold because yellow means yellow belly and scaredy cat. So anyway, so I guess it has to be gold, right? So it's a gold check mark? No, it's yellow. It's definitely yellow. Blue is overrated, says Mr. Gav. Blue is overrated. Yeah, blue is overrated. I've always been a red fan myself. No, that has nothing to do with politics. It's just that red stands out better. I mean, it's the color of my jacket. I mean, look at it. It's also the color of my Santa hat. It has nothing to do with politics. No. I'm neither red nor blue, just a healthy shade of purple. That's what I always say. A healthy shade of purple. In Mexico, journalists have a target. Yeah, they do have a target, unless they're doing their bidding for the cartels, right? Yeah. So it is a nice jacket. Thank you, MC DJ. It is a nice jacket. In fact, it's a Nautica jacket. Yeah, this is an actual Nautica jacket. So I have Jordans on over here, and then I have this wonderful, beautiful Nautica jacket right here that I'm wearing as well, and of course the amazing Santa hat. So anyways, I got to get going out of here. I'm going to be back here at the top of next hour. I want to play a little something that I told Brucey that I would play. And then also we're going to play some songs and we'll be back at the top of next hour. So once again, I need you to all download the Simple Radio app. Yeah, right. You don't want any check marks. Listen, I'll take a bunch of check marks. I just don't want a yellow one saying that I'm practicing in yellow journalism. I call the yellow check marks now on Twitter. Bling bling. So once again, we're broadcasting live here from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. Thank you, Tag.21, for following and joining. So shout out to you. Kenzo's Collection, of course, as well. But if you are listening, make sure you download the Simple Radio app. Download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE so you can listen to the songs that I'm about to play. And like I said, we'll be back on the other side of the break here in just a few moments with our last hour. And we'll open up the phone lines again, 804-289-UR90, 804-289-8790. Once again, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on YouTube, at Sam Newsman on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, everywhere. You can just Google Sam Newsman, and you'll see me pop up all over the place. Because I am the only radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.